Put them up. Put them up. Come on. Everybody, come on right now. Do it. Woo! All right. That's how we do it here, baby. That's how we start it. I am fired up. Fired the fuck up right now. Welcome, everybody. It is the realist, Stevie Lou. I am here with you. It is Saturday afternoon. I just had some coffee. Woo! And it's good. Maybe a little weed cock. Maybe a little weed cock. Just went for a run. A fucking brutal run. Oh my God. It is hot and humid. Not so much hot, but humid in the New York City area right now. I'm still actually a little shiny right now, but what are you going to do? It's Lou. What are you going to do? It's Lou. That's my new thing. Let me write that down, actually. Hold on one second here. I got a pen. Okay. If you guys have any other slogans for me, please fire them away in the chat. Teddy wants to know, what's the show today? Jesus Christ, Teddy. Maybe a little foreplay before you slam it up my shebanger. That's what the kids are saying these days. But I don't know, Teddy. What do you want the show to be today? I really didn't have much planned, as a matter of fact. I was just like sitting here after my run, and it's humid as fuck out in New York City. I was just out there and ain't nothing going on. Soupy. So I figured, let me try to come here. This could be like a appendix, or no, not an appendix. This is like a sequel to my last stream from yesterday, where I stream sniped Chad Zumach. Apparently, I may have been a little rough on the guy. I guess I will apologize for being stern to Chad. Chad, if you're watching right now, or if somebody can clip this and get this to Chad, I want to apologize for, I guess, being a little too stern. Um, I guess to me, I was just giving you some tough love, and I know a lot of times it's not easy to take that sort of thing. So if I came off as a little aggressive towards Chad Zumach yesterday in trying to break through to him, I want to just go ahead and apologize. Okay. But let is holy shit, Dominic. That is not the BYB intro. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a note. Change intro, just based off of that feedback, Dominic. So I mean, point taken. Point taken. That's as low as an insult as you can go. But let's crack right to it. Listen. Before we crack right to it, hold on. We've got some games to play. I want to give a shout out to the one and only John Carson, the fisher of men. Yeah, I guess that's what he does. He catches boys. But no, just kidding. He's an actual fisherman. John Carson has suggested some games we could play. So I'm doing my Shmuel Buckman impersonation. John Carson suggested some games and we'll play them. So yeah, we could do that, but let's get right to it. Hey Stevie, thoughts on KB giving a platform to grifting loser Ashley Cummings, who does work with autistic lolcow, who does works with autistic lolcow MKE. They concocted a work and MLC fans ate it up. Whoa, okay, a lot to unpack here, a lot to break down. I guess thoughts on KB giving a platform to grifter loser. Ashley's been a part. I can start with that first. Ashley's been a part of the show for a long time now. She's provided some very good entertainment for us. This isn't a new guest. I mean, if you can't see the irony, the poetic irony of a sibling to another famous, semi-famous comedian who has a rivalry with them, if you can't see how that falls perfectly into a narrative that we all love, being fans of MLC, and how there is kind of like a bizarro world situation occurring there, and I am very much entertained by it. Now, you're saying that she does works with lolcow MKE. Now, MKE's another guy. He's been around for a little bit, and if you're saying all of this is a work, man, this is news to me. I did not think for a second that Mr. Kill Everything is making this, just making up a character and making up stories. Now, is he lying about stuff? Maybe. I can't really get an angle on it, so I'm just gonna sit back and let it play out. It doesn't really bother me necessarily, and I think that it provides another storyline. This is what we've like. Come on, dude. I'm sorry, not dude. Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Like, this is what we. Why are we trying to hide the fact that we don't come to these shows to see lol counts? What did you say here? Autistic lol cows. Like, is this not part of the fun? Like, I guess I don't see how I have as many lol cow personality traits as others, but I guess I'm a lol cow. All right, fuck it, whatever. I'll be self-aware enough to understand that people like to laugh at me. Now, how much control I have over the people laughing about what I'm doing and what I'm putting out compared to others, I think that's what makes a difference between me and like an Ashley Cummings or an MKE. But who am I to fucking act like I'm better than anyone here? And I put in effort on these performances, appearances with Kevin. When we are on a stream together, we are doing a podcast, a successful podcast. As a matter of fact, the number one most successful comedy podcast in America in 2024, according to playboard.com. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to concoct works in hopes that the fans eat it up. I am trying to be a person who stirs shit up, a person who stirs shit up by speaking the truth or their truths, at least. So that's kind of my perspective on it. If you don't like it, you can work on suck one. Okay, let's get cracking. I see the chats are starting to come in. This is fun. We just don't even. This is all free chat here. See, look, and Taint Wolf just jumped right on it. Thank you, Taint Wolf. I'm here for some honesty. I like how Stevie throws it out. Not only can I throw it out, I feel take it to a certain degree. I mean, we've all seen me famously explode in certain scenarios, but thank you for coming by, bud. Okay. There's some good stuff coming up here. Let me try to cut through here. Better ball player, Dave Smith, Rick Glassman, Gillis, or yourself? I can't see Dave Smith being that much of a baseball player. Now, are we talking basketball? Okay, Peter Chicken Man, can you clarify? For some reason, I just assumed baseball when you say ball player. If we're talking about basketball, I could take all three of them. Not at once, but I could take all three of them. The Lunatics are definitely on the grass. Shout out to the Weedcock crew out there. You know what to do. If you're down with the Weedcock, I don't even have to tell you what time it is, but it's for damn sure 4:20 somewhere, right? All right. No, wait, it's 6:44 on the East Coast, so that means there's no way it's 4:20 anywhere, actually. Yeah, no, it's impossible for it to be 4:20 anywhere in the world right now. Huh. Well, anyway, you get what I'm saying here. Fire one up in the chat if you want to tell me what you're smoking on. I would love to tell you what I'm smoking too, but I'm more here for you. This is an interactive show. We like interacting with the chat. I do. The chat likes to interact with each other. People start talking about fuck knows what. So let's do it. The Lunatics are on the grass, baby. Humidity equals Stevie Dew. Holy shit, CB. Let me write that down too. A lot of writing down stuff today. Stevie Dew. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Dominic is not enjoying his time. Dom, help me lighten up the mood a little bit. Tell me what you want from me, pal. I'll do it. I will do it. What's up, Sham? Any scattered uptown, hey? I think that's Cockney there from The Mutant. One of my good friends, The Mutant. Oh, man. Nan Cram, why are you running with such bad air quality? It's bad for the old lungs. Bad for the lungs, you say? I mean, I kind of enjoy it, but I get what you're saying. It's not like it is running upstate or back in the day when I was a kid. I mean, I'm just trying to get some solid exercise in, and I look at it like these environmental factors are not going to go away. So might as well get used to it now and figure out how to push through it because, like I said, it ain't like this horse is coming back out of the barn anytime soon. I think that my regimen between weed cock and long distance running, some striking classes a couple times a week, it all works out to my benefit. But yeah, no, I get it. It is smoggy as shit, especially in New York City. And I also don't live in the greatest neighborhoods. I mean, they're not bad by any sense of the mean, uh, any sense of, wow, I'm high. Whew, that just happened quick. Like, the neighborhood I live in is not bad, but it's like not far from the more industrial areas. So whatever they're kicking out there and all the fucking traffic can't be good. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Teddy, you and I are like on some sort of mental telepathy thing going on. I reached out to Bo, and he is unavailable tonight. I got big timed by Bobo. He had some plans tonight, and he is. Oh, look at this! Looks like Venmo just came in. Holy shit, David! Oh, I'll just say David. A man named David sent me. Okay, so he wants me to go to supertips.gg. I'm not going to do this live, but apparently I was just given information to go to supertips.gg. I'm doing so now. You sly dog. Oh boy, you know what? Thank you to David. I'll keep that anonymous. What your last name is, but a certain person just sent me $5 via PayPal. Was it Venmo or PayPal? One of the two. And he informed me that if you go to supertips.gg and see where it goes, I will not spoil that for you, but just to maybe catch up some of the people who aren't completely on the same page as everyone is super tip with no s.gg is Patrick Melton's landing page for his uh, little thing that he's got going there, his little super tip system. But if you go to super tips with an s.gg, it takes you to a whole different place. So I got to give a big cheers and the tip of the cap to whoever did that. Which honestly, it's kind of shocking to me that these guys, Moody and Melton, who are apparently professionals and have been around forever doing this internet stuff, didn't think to lock down supertips.gg also. When I personally, like when I was investigating, kind of sniffing things out myself at one point, accidentally put supertips.gg and got sent to the, you know, not available page. You would just think it's common sense this day and age to lock up something that is that close and could be misconstrued as such. And it looks like they didn't do that. So anytime anybody typos their website, they're going to get sent somewhere else, which I think is marvelous. As someone who's had StevieLouComedy.com used against him before, I think that sort of stuff is just absolutely the chef's kiss, you know. And cheers to the guy who got on that long time ago. Um, it's a good thing you can't call what I do comedy whatsoever. So uh, that's the old me. I used to be funny. I still do, but I used to too. Yeah, I tried calling Bo and he's busy. Don't want to dox him, but he actually has some pretty cool plans, and I'll get Bobo on. We'll get Bobo on here as long as you guys keep coming through, checking this out. Um, Definitely trying to build some watch hours here. I had started this whole streaming venture over a year ago and then put it down. I was getting close to my watch hour threshold previously and then stopped and like lost all of this all these hours, so just gotta start back from scratch. So partially trying to get some lost hour some watch hours done and in the can, but also I'm having fun and I'm enjoying this little community of lunatics that we have here. Please do me a favor, hit the like button if you want to go share this. I'll be live for a little while. I think I'm going to do a little bit of like an MLC pre-show, I guess. I will absolutely probably knock off a little earlier than MLC start time tonight. I got to get something to eat at some point. But I do believe you'll be getting a late or not too late of a start on the MLC tonight. I don't have any insight on that, to be honest. I just I don't probably won't be on tonight. There was no discussion, and there never really is a discussion. To give you a little behind the curtain, I know anybody who's ever been on the show could probably tell you the same. Is that it kind of gets tossed at you last second, or sometimes in the middle of a show. I'll get that link, but Kevin likes to make decisions on the fly. So why don't you make a decision on the fly and hit the like button? Please like, share, and hit subscribe too, please. I could use some love on the subscription side. Hit the notification button on that so that when you do hear me going live, you're here. Okay. Hunter B's CP says I don't like works. MLC is no better than TSN now. So like let's be real, dude. There's a little bit of nuance to all this, and there is no way that Kevin Brennan instructed Ashley Cummings to act any sort of way whatsoever. He's been sending her the link. He's been fucking having a good time with it. TSN does clearly orchestrated fights and shit like that, which is like a true work. What do they call these? MLC is much more of a shoot than the Shuli net. Like, don't even play. And it is storming in New York City right now. It's the second major downpour of the day here. It's getting pretty bad. That is cool. Glad I'm here with you. See? So, yeah, I'll be hanging. We got some time. We catch up on some comments, but please go get dirty in the comments here. Ask me a question. If you want to shoot me a few bucks, I could fucking use it right now, believe me. Shit show says I don't think your walls are supposed to match your complexion. All right, you got me. I mean, hold on. There is a clear distinction between that and this. That is your standard New York City mediocre apartment, eggshell white, that's been basically in every mediocre apartment I've ever lived in. Same color. I think you get a bulk discount on it or something. And then this is a pasty white guy who actually got some sun this week and just went for a run and took a hot shower too. Yeah, the Hunter B CP. Yeah, the lady who dates millionaires is inviting a drunk autistic guy over, then buys him alcohol, then invites him to stream. Give me a break. That's what happened. I mean, wait. I mean, we're maybe on the wrong page. I'm not on the same page about this. Is that not what happened? Like, is that not what happened? I mean, as of last night, there are some new claims that were made that there was some fingers in some pee, and some penises were manipulated with by hands. I don't know. it's like hard to really catch those midnight MLCs, but are they not becoming must-watch TV, must-see TV lately? Um, so I get it. It doesn't sound likely in most logical sense. Like that wouldn't normally sound reasonable, but I want to just say like it seems like that millionaire thing that the guy that was like a long time ago, and yeah, that bitch cray. I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, but she is a wild one. Okay, Teddy jumping in. I'm not even really reading these before I pop them up. So if you try to catch me with one, go right ahead. Teddy says, I remember before Chad got monetized. Someone in Chad's free chat mentioned Ashley to get her on MLC. Chad got her on. The rest is history. Yeah, that's going back, man. That is correct. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but I believe Teddy, I believe your recollection. Number one. Yeah. Yeah. 24.99 steak and potatoes bar. He go and watch yesterday. He pulled up. He made me like, yeah, it was. I think the sorcerer kind of alluded to the fact that I was kind of almost like a kidnap victim yesterday. I was forced to read stats off of Playboard. Uh, yeah, it got ugly yesterday. It's not my greatest performance, but you hang in. You hang in. That's what you got to do with MLC. Look at this. I just got another one. I don't want to say her name. It was a she. Yeah, will not dox you, but thank you very much to the person who just sent me a $25 PayPal. That was very, very kind of you. That is very much appreciated, and I will not dox you. I will say it was a female, and thank you. That's extremely generous of you, and I hope everything is awesome in your world. Okay, this coffee really helps. I'm telling you, holy shit. I mean, I have to tell you guys, let's take a quick little aside, will we? Um, One of my dreams is to start some sort of coffee enterprise. Um, there's even, I mean, I don't know, like I was just telling how you shouldn't say you got to you shouldn't like show your card so people don't trademark things without. Anyway, all right, I'm losing the plot here. I have an idea for a coffee venture, excuse me, because I'm a avid cold brew coffee drinker, and I make my own cold brew. Let's just leave it there. And I'd love to someday investigate maybe taking it further because I personally think that my cold brew recipe and procedure is up there with any cafe I've ever tried, and I've given it to other people to try, and they agree that I make a very interesting, tasty, and well caffeinated batch of cold brew. So yeah, what the point is that I fucking slug some down here, and I'm feeling a lot more on it as opposed to my 2 streams ago where I was slow, low energy, and I feel like that was not where we got to be. Fucking locked in right now. Theo, Stevie, honestly, you do well teaming up with Melton and getting super tips. Yeah, Theo, I hear you, man. I will accept that super tips in a perfect world sounds like a decent opportunity to make some money. Okay. I'm not saying that it's a complete Ponzi scheme. It does seem to be a bit like a pyramid scheme, at the very least. And I also am not so convinced that even though YouTube okayed this system, that they couldn't change their mind at a moment's notice, especially if a couple of people, multiple people start to maybe push legal action or even just push on YouTube about the AI voices specifically. And just like from a company business standpoint, I don't understand exactly why YouTube would okay the super tip system, being that it just goes around their own super chat system. It would be like if McDonald's allowed another smaller burger company to open up a stand inside McDonald's and sell cheaper hamburgers that were similar to McDonald's. It's like that does not. I mean, maybe I'm oversimplifying it a little bit here, but to me, it just like it's one of those things. Okay, something that I've any of you here, maybe that last maybe that last little piece doesn't resonate with all of you, but it's like Grandma used to say, when it's too good to be true, it ain't. And super tip seems too good to be true. And prove me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm hoping that super tips fails. Like, prove me wrong and make a ton of money. Prove me wrong and make me look stupid by making a lot of money. That's good. That's America for you. But, just from a sensical, logistical standpoint, I see two major flaws in this system. And I think it's just a matter of time before something happens. So thank you, Theo, for suggesting that. I honestly don't think Melton, even if I did blow up and become much more famous than I am right now, and I had a bigger audience, I don't see Melton even wanting to offer me super tips after the things I've said about him, the things maybe he said about me. We definitely have a bad blood sort of thing going on here, and I don't want to be going into business with people I have bad blood with. I'm one who will walk away from a deal if I have a bad feeling or a history with someone. Johnny Payton says, how pathetic and sad is Ray's life. I mean, I don't want to really dump on Ray. Okay, I got to catch up here. 2459, 2499. Are you saying that you and KB have better numbers than Are You Garbage? Yes. As far as super tips, according to Playboard, which keeps track of everything accurately, super tips wise, MLC was the top super chatted show in the comedy category in America last year. He was number 2 in the world comedy podcast. Look at that. Dave Sarah checking in and saying he's smoking on the King Louis OG. Now, this is the difference between Stevie Lou's What You Smoking and everybody else's What You Smoking. The other people who would do this What You Smoking section, and I'm talking about OJ specifically. OJ used to do this section where he'd go, hey, what are you smoking? And then someone would say, hey, King Louis OG. And OJ would go, oh, that's cool. All right, and just move on. Now, Stevie Lou's going to tell you King Louis OG is a fucking banger of an indica. It's one of these cannabis strains that like got real popular in the mid to late 2010s. So around like 2018, you started to see King Louis showing up everywhere as an like indica, 100% sort of indica strain that's very, very nice and relaxing, good for nighttime, and also muscle relaxation. Look at this guy. Johnny was also telling me about these True Leave, True Pod garlic gas. Yeah, garlic gas. Garlic is more of a newer flavor profile that you're seeing these days. Like the garlic, you're seeing more in the rosins, and it's translating to the flour and the pods, like you said here. But let's. Oh my God, Dave Saris. I don't even know if I could say. I could say that. Yeah, he said he's going to take a small little bumperooski. If I get in trouble for saying bumperooski, then this ain't the place for me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cooking Stevie stew. It's true. Jason Bentley, my mission in life is to have breakfast with Stevie and Melton again. Yeah, that would have been probably, Jason, the last time there truly was peace in my life with Patrick Melton was at that dinner table, because after we left the Super Bowl Sunday, that first Super Bowl Sunday in AC, everything changed. Everything changed. Uh, I know a lot of that was like KB and Melton having beef, but it spilled over into my world too. And I don't want to get too much into it, but that was a wonderful time. And thank you very much, Jason Bentley, for and Mrs. Bentley as well, Jennifer Bentley, for picking up the tab on that beautiful breakfast where I famously commented on Patrick's stadium-sized soda and the fact that he didn't get bacon in his sandwich, even though he ordered it, and he had a near fit about it. But I was just thinking about, I mentioned to somebody, fuck was I chatting with today, about how much fun that first Atlantic City, or the good times that were had during that Super Bowl Sunday the first time, because everybody was drinking heavy and buying me. I was getting bought drinks left and right. Mostly Jason Bentley was buying them, but other people were buying drinks for me too. And I got hammered during the Super Bowl last year. And it's funny because I'm not really drinking that much anymore, or almost at all. Those are just fun memories. Jet Fuel OG in the house. Johnny smoking on some jet fuel. Yeah, that's another one that's been around for like even longer than King Louis, I'd say. You gotta love when you got that gassy, herpy smell to stuff. Oh my God. The Nepal time zone is mad. Look it up. You nearly got a 420. So I guess we almost got the 420. Oh, look at this, Dominic. You just scared the shit out of me. I'm a jogger, and I let my jogging shoes wear too thin and damaged my tibia last month. Dude, I got to toss mine out. I usually stay pretty good with replacing my running shoes. I run with Asics. I don't know what your brand is, but I run. I've found that Asics are good for me. And yeah, you're supposed to replace them after so many miles. And I'm pretty sure I'm at my limit too. So, hey, listen, if you want to throw me a few bucks down here, Venmo or PayPal, that will go to literally a new pair of running shoes. So, if anybody out there does feel like being charitable today, if not, it is okay. We're reading as many chats as we can here. And I thank the folks who have chipped in so far. All right. Bobo don't have time for Stevie. That's not true. It's not true. Daniel and I are very good friends, and he has been there for me many times in my life. He watches my cats, kitty cats. There's one right here being weird. But yeah, cheers to Stephen Bravo. It's a lunatic in the house for sure. This is going back. Holy shit. I'm 20 minutes deep. Let me catch up. Uh, 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 uh. The loyal lunatics want you to drop MLC and join Melton. Super tips is the future. Wow, that is very, very serious. Okay. Talk about your favorite Tony Scott film. Let's take a little movie break. I don't know if this is for everybody. We'll do a little movie segment. This is what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Tony Scott's filmography. You know, if I'm going to go like off, I mean, yeah, True Romance. I saw that in the chat. I'm going to take that out. Um, did he do Days of Thunder, or am I tripping out on that? Let's pull up. Yeah, he did. I would go with probably Days of Thunder. Huh. I love that movie. When I was a kid, that was a big movie for me. But let's pull up. I'm going to pull up Tony Scott's filmography in. Yeah, look at that. I'm starting to get lost into Wikipedia. I forgot that I was on a podcast for a second there. That's great. Started looking at what films he's what TV he's done. That's great. But yeah, let's pull up the man's filmography. So I've never seen The Hunger, but wait, what is The Hunger? An erotic horror film starring Catherine Deneuve and David Bowie and Susan Sarandon. What? I've never seen this. This one's not on my radar, but I'll actually make a note right now to watch The Hunger. Watch The Hunger. A film note. Movie Rex. Just to watch. The Hunger. Note to self. See The Hunger. Okay, so he's got Top Gun, followed by Beverly Hills Cop 2, and this movie called Revenge with Kevin Costner, Anthony Quinn. Well, I don't really know that one either. And then Days of Thunder. So Days of Thunder was only his fifth movie in, followed by The Last Boy Scout, which is not a bad flick. Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Great opening to that film. And then, yeah, True Romance is like pinnacle movie making, in my opinion. You got Crimson Tide, which is another absolute banger. The Fan, which I saw in theaters when I was 14 years old in 1996. I would have snuck into that one underage, but we used to do that a lot back in the day. Enemy of the State, also a pretty solid film, but wouldn't say my favorite. I'm going to skip over Spy Game because I don't even think I've seen that. I might have skipped that. And I guess maybe I should go back and watch it now. Man on Fire is solid. Man on Fire is like, I think an underrated film. Denzel Washington plays like a bodyguard, security guard, and really kills it. Then yeah, after that, I've never seen Domino. I don't think I've ever seen Deja Vu. I've seen The Taking of Pelham 123 because Travolta is crazy in that. I've never seen Unstoppable. Wow, I didn't realize that he had that many Denzel movies. I knew of Man on Fire, but I didn't realize that Deja Vu and Unstoppable were also Denzel vehicles. So yeah, man. Then he took his life, right? Took his own life. Which is very sad. And if anybody is having thoughts of, self off button, You should definitely reach out. Okay, that got weird. I'm sorry, but um, that BHO eating your not wrong, not wrong. The hunger is good. David Bowie is almost age of squirrel. What's up, squirrel? The hunger is good. Bowie is almost giving a real acting performance in it. Old age makeup and everything. Maybe the only good based on a Whitley Strieber book. If Age of Squirrel is giving the hunger a rec, I'll definitely check that out. That's wild that that's his first movie out the box with David Bowie, but I guess it doesn't hurt when your brother is Ridley Scott. Because let's go to Ridley's. Let's go to oops, Ridley Scott's filmography. This mother effer was absolutely just knocking him out of the park since 1979. It was Alien, Blade Runner in 82. So by Blade Runner, they were like, let's let Tony Scott start making movies too, because that's how good Ridley Scott is. And then he starts just knocking them out of the park too. I'm sure it doesn't hurt to have your brother. Most likely, I mean, I can't say for sure because I don't know the story, but I'm sure there must have been some advisement. But yeah, Ridley was a machine, man. Go back to that one more time. Alien in 79, Blade Runner 82, Legend in 85, which um I think does is kind of underrated film. Great cast. Then yeah, Someone to Watch Over Me. Tom Berenger. Wow, I don't think I've seen that one. Black Rain is a Michael Douglas, Andy Garcia film. Kate Capshaw, two NYPD detectives who arrest a fucking yakuza. Whoa, damn! So I gotta check out Someone to Watch Over Me and Black Rain from Ridley Scott. Then of course Thelma and Louise, classic, 1991. And there's this 1492 Conquest of Paradise with Gerard Depardieu and Amanda Santi, Sigourney Weaver. What the fuck? I think this doesn't connect at all. Let's see what Leonard Maltin has to say about 1492. This one's really fucking my head up. They do numbers. Numbers go first, right? Last. Maybe numbers go last. Bear with me, folks. Here, get up some shit, man. We're just trying to look up some shit, dog. Okay, I can't find the numbers section of Leonard Maltin, but 1492 Conquest of Paradise. Let's check out the chat. Anybody in the chat know this song? This movie? Jesus, Weed Cock is absolutely ruining my brain. Then he had White Squall after that, which if you are in the Pride Month, what the fuck? If you're into Pride Month, that's the film for you. G.I. Jane in 97, Gladiator 2000. Big gap between G.I. Jane and Gladiator, 3 years. Probably took him a while to make Gladiator, and he also made Hannibal and Black Hawk Down in 2001. So it looks like he was probably making a lot of films between G.I. Jane and Black Hawk Down. Then Matchstick Men is a Ridley Scott movie. I didn't fucking realize that. Or if I did, yeah, that doesn't make sense. That not a bad film, but Nick Cage, Sam Rockwell. Look at this fucking grandpa trying to fucking get tough all the time, man. Like, this guy TJ is one of the biggest snakes that you'll ever meet because either he's a snake or he does a character on the internet because he just won't shut his fucking mouth. And to top it all off is he's a Melton ball washer extraordinaire. So it's crazy how that kind of person, a guy who lives his life worshiping Patrick Melton, is going to come at me over anything whatsoever after, you know, me being nothing but kind and polite and very cordial to his ass in real life. He's got nothing but nasty little shithead comments to run his mouth about. Teamster Tim, I fucking own you in real life and this world. So you can keep getting pissy. You can keep running to Discord and being a little washed lady, gossipy bitch. But I know the truth about you. And if I wanted to, I could unleash hell on your world. So keep doing what you're doing, big guy. You're doing great. You're doing great. Had enough of your shit. That's that. Yeah, a legendary pussy. That's what he's a legend for being, is being a fucking fake tough guy. So, yeah, exactly. Total Ray Dick Rider. And now look at this. This is exactly what it turns into every time. Hey, buddy, you came here. You came looking for me, and I fucking put it right back into your court. And now all of a sudden, Gramps is gonna be all fucking running his fucking lips. He used to be a legend, and now he's just a fucking melting ball washer. It's a fucking terrible place to be, but sad. It's fucking sad, you know. Anyway, Age of Squirrel. I'm sick of everyone in the verse threatening to dox people. There's got to be better things to do with private information, selling it to China, for example. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think that selling information to China is the best bet, but if you're going to be selling information to China, it's definitely like going to be Moody and Melton. So that's another thing too, is that not using super tips keeps everybody who's involved with enjoying your show and sending super chats completely safe and secure. Who's to say what happens to all of that info? Um, I mean, Stripe only gives so much information to the creator, but it does give information to the creator. YouTube doesn't give anything to the creator. Zero, nothing, nada. So it's like zero or some. To act like, oh no, this is just Stripe. This is what everybody does. Whatever they make a transaction. That's kind of really simplifying it and glazing over it. And the only people that are saying that are the people who are like in Melton's Discord and in his chat room all the time and big fans of his show. So it's just crazy how you'll see the way of thought is that people who love Melton, who are members of his community by being on his YouTube, members of his YouTube or in his Discord are all trying to convince people that this is fine. This is totally normal business to be doing with Melton. Whereas people who either don't like Melton or people who just don't give a fuck about Melton are all more or less in the same belief that this is a bad luck. This is a bad luck. There's no way they're not selling everyone's bank info to the dark web. I mean, it's like so many weird things can happen. Sorry, just get a text message there. Where was it? Yeah, there's so many things that can happen. You know, YouTube is absolutely secure. I think one of the best analogies that I've heard out of this is that it's like you could either invest your money with JP Morgan or you could invest your money with Bernie Madoff. And sure, that Madoff guy is going to give you better returns, but something seems fishy about him. And like, if there's anybody in this world sketchier than Moody and Melton, tell me, please correct me right now. But like, I bet you if dogs see Melton and Moody in the street, they start howling. Those guys get like dogs howling at them. Just random dogs will probably howl at them as they pass them in the streets because dogs know. Dogs definitely can sense. And I consider myself a bit of a human hound dog sometimes. And I could sniff this one out pretty clear. And listen, have fun with it. Feel free to use super tips. I'm not telling people to not use super tips. I'm not telling people to not support Chad, to support the people that you want to support. I'm not saying that for 1 second, just to be clear. I'm just saying that there are other ways if this is like your only means of income and then you're going to rely on super tips, that may not be the greatest plan. You should have a backup plan to that plan. And in Chad's situation, he was saying that this is his like final last. Like his life was saved by super tips because he was on his like last leg or whatever. It's like, dude, if that's where you were and why you had to go to super tips, then you've made some course mistakes, some mistakes in your trajectory that you should try to correct before it's too late, you know? And it's something that I had to kind of come to terms with at one point, that I couldn't sustain a career trying to do stand-up or working in production pre-COVID. I tried. I gave it a couple of months try. I worked on a couple of films and a couple of stage crews, but right before COVID, I ended up getting a full-time job, and I've had that job since then. And like I can't imagine what my life would be like if I was having to rely just on this world of stand-up and YouTube to make a living. That's terrifying. And because I mean, I don't have friends like Nick Swartzen and Daniel Tosh and Godfrey to give me spots. I kind of had to make my own living in my own. I produced my own shows for a while in New York City. I had a job with one of the venues downtown that I was helping run the place and was able to run shows out of there too. So not sustainable. And if you think that it's sustainable and that super tips is going to be there for you forever, or it's not going to be there forever, no matter what. So got to think of a backup, a more steady backup plan. And if that's a job, maybe it's a job, man. It's getting a job, getting an actual 9 to 5, or not a 9 to 5, but a 40-hour, 60-hour work week job with benefits, 401k. I'm trying to find something that you excel at and that you can make money doing. Like I said, I have a job. I don't like it, but I've been doing it for a while and I'm okay at it. As a matter of fact, I'm getting a text from fucking work. Sorry, this is really bad. So, yeah, listen, Chad is not. I mean, I don't know enough about Chad to be honest, but I could see him getting a job somewhere. You know, no, yeah, you go to supertips.gg, supertips.gg. Yeah, good for him, Johnny. He says he got his Patreon back today. I saw that. He's happy about that. That's great. And you know what? I'm gonna do us all a favor. Just this guy is just being really annoying. So go take a nap, Grandpa. I had enough out of you. No one wants a fucking troublemaker just sitting here trying to make trouble without any humor either. He's a little humorless son of a bitch who just wants to fucking cause problems. He can go take a walk. Yeah, good for Chad for getting his Patreon back. But on the other hand, we all know why he got that shit taken away. Mud Shark been mud sharking now for quite some time. And like as much shit as I talk, you won't see me going that far as Chad went about John's family, whatever. Like I am at least intelligent enough, so they say, to know that there are lines in this world that you don't cross unless you're looking to get fucked with the bull, you get the horns. So, like, let's see if Chad learns. Now, Chad is a guy who's had countless similar run ins throughout his life, whether it's getting into it with Patton Oswalt, getting into it with ex Tensacion fans when that guy died, getting into it with Sam Tripoli, Kevin Brennan, like the list of stupid things and fights that Chad has gotten himself into, run his mouth, gotten shunned from communities over. The list is endless. I'm missing a couple. So the guy don't learn is what I'm trying to say. So Stephen S says Kevin will join because he does everything he says he won't do. He is a contrarian. Kevin Brennan is a contrarian, but I honestly don't think he'll go to Super Tips. But again, prove me wrong. And at the end of the day, if he does, it would mean more money towards the coffers, and that's how I get compensated occasionally. Or no, he always does pay me, but it's part of it. He don't pay me out of his own fucking pocket. He pays me out of this. So Doodle in the house. What's up? Me and Doodle and I, excuse me. Doodle and I have seemingly been on similar wavelengths when it comes to this whole situation. Shades Cal said, "Let me hit the weed cock. Puff puff give." Yeah, this is called a Puffco Peak 2.0. Check it out, puffco.com. Check out the concentrate devices This is the Puffco Peak 2.0. They've got a nicer version, the Puffco Pro, which is like about $450. This is the newer standard model, which is only about 200, I want to say. And I've had this thing rocking. It's actually a little dirty. Needs to get cleaned. But I've had this thing rocking with me for some time now. I want to say at least 6 months, and it's been one of my better investments. I've got the first Puffco Peak, still usable, but once you go to the upgrade, it's hard to go back. But yeah, I'm certainly not sponsored by Puffco, but if they want to, I think I would be a wonderful spokesperson. And to be honest, there are even better electronic concentrate water filter devices out there. Do your own research. I think no, I want to say PAX. I forget. My buddies have a nice one too that I'll look it up and share that with you. When I get a chance. Okay. Johnny Time Staff, after seeing you need a whole need set up to use super tips on screen, zero chance KB uses it without getting Adam back. Another great point, Johnny. KB would need a tech overhaul to get that done, and he can't stand that shit. He has no patience for it. Wonderful point. He would need a second producer to do it, and I don't see him going back into this. Like, it's another thing. Once the horse is out of the barn, there's no going back. KB is comfortable doing a show by himself now without a full-time producer, and he don't trust nobody. The motherfucker trusted Adam, and he don't trust nobody no more. He don't trust me to do it. I would do it, but I'm better off just popping in when I pop in, not being part of that show all the time. And he don't want nobody part of the show all the time anymore. I just don't see how it's going to come to fruition. It's a great point. Good call, Johnny Time. Just timed out. Just got timed out. I had enough of that bullshit. He was just getting stupid, you know. Guy's been chirping for way too long, and he's just bringing the whole vibe down. He's got a real good ability to just bring the vibe down. And I don't want to have you people see this. It's just like a fucking mental meltdown happening. Oodles of toodles. It is rec in New York now. It is rec, but the rec prices are really expensive in New York. New York probably has the highest price for rec out of any other states, although I've never done the research, but I know for a fact that the prices compared to like Massachusetts, Colorado, DC, even New York City's higher. There's a big tax on it, and also just like things are priced higher in New York City, especially Manhattan. So there are a lot of stores too. So it's kind of wild. I think prices will eventually start to come down, but right now things are high. Cost is high. It's not sustainable for somebody on my sort of budget. So I am a proud supporter of gray market, out of state. You know, like the fact that this shit is regulated so heavily is a shame. They really need to treat it like they do any sort of crop instead of demonizing it and causing this stigma. You know, it's a shame. It's a real shame what they've done to this. It's reefer madness, as we call it. We can't believe anything Chad says, so his claim that Patreon is allowing him to make an account must be treated as suspect. All right, man. I can't blame you on that one. All the people that used to clown me for supporting Chad now support Chad like they're long lost friends. It's like, has the whole world taken crazy pills? Shades, I get it, man. Dominic says I was a huge fan of vintage Chad going after stupid Patton Oswalt. I get it. All right, that's not a bad point. You know, it's at least somebody's taking Patton down a notch out there. You know, someone's got to do it. Yeah, Age of Squirrel is saying that their Patreon is basically telling Chad to commit ban evasion to get him back on the platform. If they were restoring his Patreon, why wouldn't they just reactivate his old account? I don't know. I mean, he's posting these messages he's getting from somebody over at Patreon. So, yeah. Doodle says KB won't go on the super tips because all those super grifters ruin every show. Absolutely. The AI voices are just a just flow killer. Just absolutely kills the flow like Teamster Tim in a chat room. It's just like, oh my God, we're all having a good time, enjoying ourselves, and then all of a sudden, and then on top of that, yesterday I saw that Melton was able to just bust through and force voice chats in on Chad's show. Chad was like sitting there completely befuddled as to what was going on, and like Melton has the ability to control parts of his show now. And does that seem like a great place to have to be just to make money? Ugh, that's ugh. Oh, thank you. I'm much more comfortable living my life the way I want to live it. You know, like in America, you vote with your dollar. You know, that's how you make decisions in this world, and you show your opinions by spending money where you want to spend it. In a perfect world, if I had more money, I wouldn't support corporations. But if I was given the two options to support a corporation or have to support a guy that I have a clear problem with personally, I'm going to go with the corporation. Simple as that for me. Doodle says, I stand with you, Stevie. Thank you. And I'm laughing at this. Colt C says, is that a butt plug? It looks dirty and gross. Yeah, Colt, actually, I do need to clean the chamber out. I'll give it alcohol soaking after this. Or maybe I'll do it overnight. By next stream, I promise this will be tip-top shape. It does get gunky pretty easy. But don't smell bad. Like bong water. The bong water was the worst always. But that makes me laugh calling it a butt plug. It does kind of look like it could be a butt plug, but it's never been, as far as I know, it's never been up anybody's rear end. But vaporizer uses flour. No, this uses just extracts, which is not flour. See, now this is an example of doing it right. And I fucking can't stand this guy. And he knows that. Or I hope he knows it. If he didn't know it, I can't stand this guy. But see, just comes in, jabs, and moves. Do you see him in the rest of the chat talking all this crazy shit? No. Just came in, popped me real quick, and then got the fuck out. I can't hate on that. As much as I don't like the guy, I can respect that. You know, he could sit back for a little bit, wait for his moment, and maybe tap me again in a little bit and see what. All right, I can handle that. It's when you're just trying to fucking make it all about you suddenly in the chat and how much better that you are, even though you look the way you look. It's like, I can't even, man. All right, let me try to get back to where we were. Carta. Yes, that's it. Oodles of Toodles nailed it. The Carta brand is absolutely the brand that is probably superior to Puffco. Um, and you should check it out. They've got a couple of different, the Carta Pro or something. I think the price range is similar to the Puffco, between 200 and 500, depending on where you want to go with it. And then the cool thing too with a lot of these things is you can get a customized bubble. This is the company, the factory made bubbler. I've never gotten anything too fancy for it, but it comes with the ability to put custom things in there. If you, oh, hold on one second. I got another text here. Sorry about that, folks. Uh, but yeah, good call, Carta. Doodle says, "No way will KB do it. Those AI voices are Piazza and ruin the flow of the show." You nailed it. Mick E says, "I miss Adam," and I love the avatar for Mick E. It's actually a fair point. I think that's going back to the fact that it's too complicated for KB to use. That's why we're talking Adam here. Yeah, Kevin would lose control of his show if he had super tips, but again, he wants that 20%. Yeah, that's what KB has to work out in his head, and I get it. He's probably ran it through him. How do you know the prices in other places? Oh yeah, the Greyhound Bus Company. Jesus, Colt C. I, a guy takes one Greyhound to AC, one Greyhound to AC. Didn't even take it on the way back, mind you. And I fucking rented a car. I literally fucking rented a car to go to AC this year just so shit like this couldn't come up. And no, look, I still got to deal with this bullshit. The guy takes one fucking Greyhound once in his fucking life and he never lives it down in this goddamn world. Jesus Christ. I can't even with this bullshit. But I swear to God, I literally rented a car um, and drove it down and back, which was nice actually because I was able to not stay Sunday night. I ended up paying for a room Sunday night that I never used because I didn't want to stay one more night and I have to deal with all the bullshit getting back. Shades Cal said someone needs to just shut up the super tip system with no voices that they can just use on their own podcast. So someone needs to shut up a super tip system with no voices. Well, maybe someone needs to start up a super tip system with no voices so that they can use on. Yeah. So like it's a catch 22 though, Shades, because like the voice tips were coming in big time for Chad yesterday. So if he turns that off, he's not going to get that money anymore. And I think Chad is the kind of guy that needs the money right now. So he's created this scenario where he needs the voice tip money, but the voice tips ruin the show for the normal viewers. Yes, the regular super tip portion of super tips, the actual text for money thing is great. But again, going back to I don't want to beat that dead horse. The fact that YouTube okayed this system, even though it's basically beating them out of their own game, doesn't make sense. But yeah, going back to this, how do I know the prices? I'm just an avid advocate and fan of the cannabis. So I watch a daily podcast um, called like the marijuana news hour or whatever it's called. I forget. But there's a podcast I watch that talks about nationwide cannabis markets, and you could look it all up too. Mm, too many legacy government pensions. I don't know even what that has to do with anything. if you sell it in New York, you have to grow it in New York. Once that changes, prices will plummet. Yeah, yeah. If it becomes federally legal or neighboring states can work out some sort of dual state agreement, I think that would work. I think it really has to be just federally decriminalized um, in order for it to actually work like that. And that'd be great because there are definite benefits to growing cannabis in certain parts of the country. As a matter of fact, I prefer, like, the best cannabis out there is the stuff that's grown outside in the right climate and properly done properly. Um, I've seen this argument recently that, like, if you look at it from a every crop grown, why is cannabis the only one that's done indoors to to like achieve great results? It's because it's been like illegal for a long time, so people were forced to do it indoors. Um, every other crop out there, more or less, there definitely are some exceptions to this rule, but the majority of crops out in this world do better in a sun lit scenario. Greenhouses also are included in that. But the fact that it's using light sources like LED lights to artificially, um, Jesus Christ, I'm lost. I think I've lost you guys here talking about the ins and outs of cannabis. But yeah, trying to use lights instead of the sun is just not a good move, I think, and we should try to change that. Shades Cal says, I don't like how Patrick uses and manipulates his audience to acquire clients. 100%. Cold Seas, I don't know what he said, but that face was odd and made me laugh. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Doodle says, remember Ron Fuddle? They got more info than what Fatty Patty is claiming. Pat Dixon exposed it. Yeah, man. The whole Ron Fuddle fiasco is something that will haunt Patrick and Super Tips. I mean, I'm not the only one. Doodle's not the only one who remembers this situation, and it is something that taints the product. And Flimsy Greenberg could absolutely back me up. I had an in-person, I had an in-person argument. Sorry, another text. I had an in-person argument with Melton about this same topic in the, like, poker room smoking outdoor area that got a little testy. And yeah, I just am aware of that situation where Moody gave Pat Dixon the instructions on how to look up information on an anonymous super tip. It's supposed to be anonymous, but if you want, you can put things together and figure out what super tip is linked to what account, and you get certain information on the back end from Stripe, and you can link those super tips to that information and use that how you want, which just doesn't seem like a good move. Shades Cal says he thinks that Win by Two Blade was right, that Melton is just going to kick Chad off super tips. That would be funny. Teddy says, what's your top food when you get stoned? I think pizza. In New York City, we get some really good pizza. I'm a bit of a pizza snob, so I'll usually go get a really good slice of pizza when I'm high as fuck. I also have, like, kind of limited dietary things these days, but before that, I would say when I was, like, more cavalier with my food choices, I'd say like a cheesesteak and buffalo wings were probably my two favorite stoned meals. A really good cheesesteak, like an official ribeye, sliced thin, with Cheese Whiz sort of situation, or Provolone's also pretty good. That was just magnificent, especially if you got like that Amoroso style roll from Philly. Occasionally, you would get Amoroso rolls up in Westchester, in New York, or just a very close version, an Italian bread style hoagie. I'm probably losing people on this one now too. Laundry Room wants to know what he stumbled into, what she stumbled into. This is the Lewniverse. We are going crazy here, talking about whatever we want. Facts. Thank you, Doodle. Troll on Patrol. Stevie, I'm confused. I just heard your voice on Chad's show. Congratulate him for joining Patrick's team. Which is it? I'm guessing that it is a AI voice that's being used, and I don't think that that's fair, because I did not give anyone permission to do that, and I just want to make that clear publicly that Stevie Lou and Stevie Lou Enterprises does not allow reproduction of my likeness in any way, voice, image, etc., without the express written consent from Stevie Lou and Stevie Lou Enterprises. And any rebroadcast of such is strictly prohibited. Okay, so now that I've done that, the ball has begun rolling. Shades Cal says it infuriates me the way Patrick sweeps for Nick just so he can have super tips customer or an investor. Yeah, it's not just that too. It's just like so he could try to fuck with Aaron, his fucking worst enemy or his favorite obsession. I don't know what it is. But Melton has definitely shot himself in the foot by joining forces. Like Nick was the big get at Hackamania too. Like that definitely soured a lot of people on Patrick Melton. I know OJ, the guy who ripped off my weed bit. OJ, he's made it very public that he wanted out of the Patrick Melton Hackamania business after Melton brought Nick Rekieta in. Rekieta is bad money. That's what we call that. Johnny Timestamp says, "What did Kumia say to the corn on Twitter? He deleted it." Yeah, Anthony got all nasty with Corn Diff. Corn Diff was making a simple little comment like he does, never causes any shit ever, and yeah, just made some comment about how Anthony was saying that he couldn't get any new followers on Twitter, and Corn Diff said, "Yeah, it happens to me too. It must be all the shitty content." And Anthony took it the wrong way that the Corn Diff was calling Anthony's content shitty, and Anthony went off, and he was like, "You 2,000 follower motherfucker, you think you're gonna big dog me?" He got all like out of pocket and nuts on the Corn Man, and has since now deleted it. Oh Jesus Christ! It looks like MLC just went live, which means we will wrap this up. This is not the way to live life. I will not stream while Kevin streams. I am a Team KB, just kind of going through it quick, seeing if there's anything I'm missing. Anything in the chat here that I'm missing? Yeah, it's not good, Doodle. Yeah, Washington is not maybe the greatest place to be growing outdoor. Sorry. Yeah, look at that. 13% in New York City. That's wild. Okay. All right. Yeah, balls deep. I totally agree about the greenhouses. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just skimming through. Wait a second. All right. Are you guys fucking with me now? They're saying MLC. Oh, Opie's. Oh, wow. Okay. Did I really get a bad? I'm double checking here. I'm either wow. If I'm really that high, then I just imagined that MLC is live. And maybe it's oh wow. Okay, he's not live. Idiot. Thank you, Mickey. You are correct. He ain't live. I'm just stoned. Okay, let me go back to some questions here I missed. Focus V, the Carta. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking out of it. But yeah, the money is in the AI voices. No Chrissy talk, please. Did I even mention Chrissy? If I did, I'm sorry. Mm, you know what it is that I got a yeah, I see. I got a notification on my computer from yesterday. It's an old notification. You know what? I think I just might have tapped myself out with that. I thought I was done, and I feel like I'm done. And we had a good hour and a half. I should go get something to eat as well uh, before MLC goes live a little later. If you're watching this, you know about MLC. I don't need to tell you anything about that, but do go check it out. That is the best show for comedy in America all of last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he repeats again this year because it really is a good time. I'm very proud to be a part of it, and I'm proud that you guys came here and enjoyed this with me this time that we had this time together. We'll do that. We'll do this more. We're gonna do more of this. I'm getting some good feedback. KB actually, Lady KB, you don't have to get into it today, but I would love to hear about what happened in Las Vegas. I had never heard, I don't know, maybe I'm out of the loop, but apparently there was a situation that you had to be apologized to this year at Hackamania. Now that's me being a little gossipy, you know what, wanting to find out about that, but I had heard some rumblings about that yesterday or something, and this is all news to me, and I'm just curious what had happened there because it doesn't sound like it was good, and it could show a pattern of behavior in somebody out there, and that's all. That's why I'm curious. But again, that's me being a little shit stirrer, and it's who wants a shit. I guess maybe I should. But yeah, thank you guys for and gals for checking us out, and thank you to those of you who did hit me up on the Ven and the pay. That was very kind. I am going to buy myself some new running shoes ASAP, and maybe I could show them off here. But yeah, we're going to do more of this. We've been getting some good feedback. We're going to try to juice these live view hours up. So please do, before you go, hit that like button. Come check me out when I'm doing this. Hit the subscribe button and share it and tell your friends because Stevie Lou is good for you.